You need to refresh. I think we're finally
We think?
figuring
I think we're
it
live.
out. Are we finally
I think
figuring
we
it
are
out? We are
live.
finally live. I am not seeing it.
Not seeing it. We don't know. We don't have any viewers yet, so that is good.
We are still figuring this out. We have no idea what we're doing. Here we go.
Trying to stream it, flip it,
Share.
rub it down. Oh no! Oh, there we are, right here. I could share this to my page. Share.
We are almost there.
So number 5 is what it is. We're looking into some infrastructure to automate all of this mumbo jumbo.
Well, I mean, we're like really trying to figure this nonsense out, and it's, I don't know. It's like it's all brand new to us, and we're trying to figure out the best way to work the technology. And as we're boomers,
Well, some of us more than others. Well, I'm actually technically Gen X. I just found out because there was nothing. The baby boom ended in '64, but Gen X didn't start till much later. So they eventually just sort of snapped me into some group.
thank you, Mr. Wizard.
It's it's the art school dropouts equivalent of math.
What?
it is.
How old you are? What year you
Just
were born?
yeah, or what group I belong to, that kind of thing.
How do you want to belong to a group?
Well, AARP has
They've been after you for a while.
they have money-saving coupons, memberships, certain communities I can live in.
Communities you can live in.
Yeah,
Like
with
the
a gate.
villages?
With a gate.
And he's gonna get.
Junk. What? What am I
You're
gonna
gonna
get?
go live in the villages,
Not
and you're
gonna
gonna
live.
get itchy pants. Because they use dryer sheets.
Good evening and welcome to
What?
episode 5. Episode 5.
Episode 5 of Marital Hate.
Marital Hate.
I'm Stacey.
I'm Doug. I'm old.
We're married. And
She's
it's-
not.
Sometimes, like with all couples that have been married for 10 years, it's hard to tell whether we hate each other or not.
Whether we're kidding or we really, really mean it.
This is our 5th episode of our podcast, and I gotta tell you, last night's was the best we've done so far. Tonight's very well may suck. I don't know yet, but last night's was the best one we did so far. So definitely check that one out.
Last night's topics included
Circumcision. Did we talk about Gwyneth Paltrow yesterday?
We talked a little bit about Gwyneth. I think we
Well,
need
we're
to get
gonna
back
talk
to
about
Gwyneth
that.
today as part of our First World Problems series. Ongoing
We'll get back
series.
to that. We have, but we were talking about yesterday. What did we talk
Well,
about?
yesterday's in the past. I like to look forward. What's
But
behind me
Yesterday,
is not important.
there were so many things that we talked about. We talked about communication, relationships,
Kids, divorce.
everything
Yeah.
under the sun.
And which is funny today because if you'll notice behind us, there's no sun. We had some
Yeah, it was
storms
like- we didn't have
rumble
any-
through the area.
They
did-
rumbled through?
Well, they rumbled through.
They thought about-
to the east of here.
They did like a,
we were
'cause
good.
we didn't have any rain.
We live in a magical place. We only get hit by the
Do we
Cat
have,
5s.
Do we have any rain?
We did not have any rain. It was just clouded up a little bit.
So-
It was unsettled.
We're outside because we can be,
Mm.
and in not so long, it's probably going to be monsoon season.
Yeah.
So we won't know if we can be outside or
We
not.
gotta
because
waterproof this
it's
setup.
the rain when it comes down. You won't be able to hear anything because this is a metal roof. So not on our house.
It's
on
a
our
tin
one
roof, rusted. It
is
it
rusted.
makes so much noise. Because I had never lived in Florida before this, and I marvel at the amount of water that comes down
It's
in
crazy.
a short time.
We
too.
live in a tropical climate, and we live in Southwest Florida, Cape Coral. And
of course, being a New Englander, I sort of do the math and figure out how much snow it would have dropped in the last 45 minutes with the 8 inches of water.
yeah, well, we haven't had that problem, but we did have a Cat 5 hurricane direct hit us.
yeah.
Water straight up to the side of our house, and we stayed through the storm because they didn't really know which way it was going to go.
Until late.
And we were like, well, the highways are jam-packed. We don't know where we're going to go. I don't want to get stranded on the road. We lived in an oceanfront home for 5 years. We survived that.
We almost had an oceanfront
Waves
home
going
now.
over our house. Yeah, that would be nice, but we're
We'd
going to have to take off about 20 blocks first. And, I wouldn't wish property loss or life
it was
loss to
terrible.
those people.
I read today, as a matter of fact, they retired the name Ian for storms forever because they're like all the big ones.
I know two
They take the
Ians.
name out.
One of them was an IT guy at the company I work with. Super, super nice guy. Great dad. Someone I really respected. And the other one Remember the other one?
I hear things.
I'm just saying, if you had the name Ian, you could go either way.
Well,
you could be a great person, or you could be
my buddy Paul's
total piece of
son
garbage.
is Ian. I have a buddy Ian from Western New York, music guy. He's awesome. And then the drummer for Deep Purple, Ian Pace, a very talented gentleman.
What about what's his name from Anthrax? Ian.
The dude with the little beard thing.
Yeah,
that
Can't
guy.
think of his
I don't
last
know.
name.
Yeah,
I
don't even know what band he's from, but I know
Anthrax.
I know who that
I
is.
enjoy Anthrax, and it's been. I'll listen every once in a while. I like the Anthrax and Body Count. Like, that was a great compilation. When they
that was
together.
good. You've played that for me.
And then I like I'm the Man of Chorus is fantastic, which I think was part of that. And I don't know. It's when I'm having a stressful time, like.
Yeah.
To get in the car and rock out, and now with like my hair, like it kind of flies.
Who does that ooh, ah, ah, ah song? What is that? I want to say.
System of a Down?
I was going to say System of a Down. See, I know my 90s. What?
I have the cutest video of my pal Darcy's. I think it was either Layla or Ivy, and she was singing it. It was the cutest. She was like 2. It was the cutest thing in the whole world. That kid would be viral forever.
But
why do some people always text me in the middle of the podcast?
Ding. It's your dentist appointment.
It's the same 3 people every night. They know I'm doing my podcast, and I'm like, hey, this would not be a good time for me, but thank you.
I will
love you guys.
I will address the fact
we're
that
busy.
We're 10 and a half years apart. Completely separate sort of cultural references.
And musical genre and music. Music is totally different.
Music is,
I have music he's never heard of. And all the time. Like popular. I'm like, this was like #1 on the charts for.
And the other day, she was watching TikTok, and a song came. They have their songs, and it was sung by the Mamas and the Papas, and I'm like, oh, something about Cass
this
Elliot.
Was like 2 hours ago. I'm high.
I've done it like 3 days in a row, and you still don't know who Cass Elliot is, and that's an important thing. You should know that.
I don't know who Cass Elliot is.
Well. She
did.
The
mama and the Mamas and the Papas.
Well, she's one of the mamas.
How many mamas
the
were
big
there?
mama.
What kind of polyamory nonsense is that?
Well,
not that we judge you if you're polyamorous. It's just not our bag.
In that band, although John Phillips had a little
to save some money.
Amory with his daughter, which was terrible and awful, and yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
No, it's terrible. So far we've talked about.
My dad's not such a dick after all.
So far in this podcast we've covered off. I know we're going to get flagged because you said the word anthrax. I know we're getting booted off of something.
Oh, I'm on every government list.
And then we talked about incest, but it's documented. John Phillips, super guy. Yeah.
You know what, though? I think
that's sarcasm, by the way.
I think that the thing is that there's definitely somebody watching this right now that's an incest survivor, and I think that
it's a terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing, absolutely. But I'm going to tell you, I'm certainly not an incest survivor. Not that that makes you, but I'm a sexual assault survivor, and for me, I joke about it, and that makes me feel. But that's just me. That's very, very dark. It's not for everyone. But that's what helps me get through. So, and also my family tree doesn't fork, but that's a whole other story. It has nothing to do with incest. Well, I guess it does.
Oh, that family tree was forking. All right,
tree
it really
does
was.
Not fork. Story. Perhaps a user might request how I can tell them. But this is how we get engagement: is we make people ask. As a matter of fact, no one gave us any guesses yesterday about what I got my varsity letter on in high school.
And I think we're going to be messed up on the comments because we're sharing it from our new page, which is the Marital Hate page, and we're sharing it to our pages. So I'm not sure
I've shared it on my page, and you shared it on your page.
Would see the comments from.
So anybody who goes to our pages knows that it's there, and it looks like you already have a comment.
Oh, I have a comment. Oh, that was from yesterday.
Oh yeah, well that's our friend that requested Jim's balls.
Yeah, so people apparently Jim's balls are very popular with the ladies.
Let me make sure that we're on both pages. Okay, so I swear to God, there's a spider on me. Or my dreadlocks. Is it my dreadlocks?
That's just your hair.
Okay, it's my hair. Sorry, sometimes my hair feels like a spider.
We've had some loud noises.
So it looks like
trucks going by.
So I can see we're live right now, 9:10. On my page and on your page.
I have it on my phone,
also
and
live.
There's no comments. Nobody cares.
So as far as I can tell, 3 people are watching.
Excellent.
See 3 viewers, so we're 2, and then there's 1 more.
There's one other person sitting there at home. I can't reach the computer, Emma.
What, they don't want to watch us?
They dropped their grabber thing, like the grabber thing. They don't want to. They want to switch his channel.
I think part of it, it's a live show, meaning that we're not. You never know what's going to come out of our mouths.
Live, yes.
He's always saying crazy things.
Incest.
You never know what's going to come out of our mouth. So if you watch it now, great. And if you see, Todd Albee said tennis. I don't know why he said tennis, but he said tennis. I did not get my varsity letter in tennis. No. But you're the only person that guessed. So kudos to you. The way
he's
that
going to keep guessing, like, you know.
He'll eventually, I don't know if he'll eventually get it. It's tough. If you didn't go to high school with me, you would never know this on so many levels. There's so many reasons to not know this because it's a weird thing to have a varsity letter in.
I didn't even know that gave varsity letters.
And I don't think people would think that I would be a part of this
was it? Oh, wait.
This
can
kind
I
of
ask?
crowd. This crowd is something, I'll tell you that much.
Did you get your varsity letter in paste eating?
No, I didn't get varsity letters in preschool, but I had plenty of paste to eat.
Yeah. It's all fun and games until the teacher gives you mucilage, and then you eat that, and you're like,
I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to understand why my mom threw coffee at me. See, again,
for those of you who don't know,
will joke about absolutely everything. Yeah, I will joke about absolutely everything, and that's just my coping skill. And Doug's too, because we've had a rough last year or so. I have a chronic illness. Doug's lost his job. Like, things are just not going well. And
today was not a good day.
You know,
for either of us.
I think
you were not feeling well.
Oh God! So high pressure, new moon, and full moon, all messed me up. Low pressure might mess me up too. I don't really know, but the barometric pressure today was like 30 point something, as it was yesterday. Today I felt like shit all day. I had to take cannabis oil around 3 o'clock, so I'm kind of peaking right now. But I'm not particularly ridiculous. I didn't take that much.
You're freaking out at phantom spiders.
Well, that's always a problem for me. I actually have a story about that, and it relates to Jim's balls.
I was hoping to get through 20 minutes without talking about Jim's balls, but
it was a viewer request, and here's the thing: when we have so many viewer requests, we have so many viewer.
Hear me out. We have so many viewer.
Hear me out. When we have so many viewer requests that we can't keep up, then we can start picking and choosing. However, right now we have 2 user requests. Viewer requests. I don't know. We need a name for them. Like,
what,
people
the viewers?
come up with like cute names.
The haters.
Oh, you haters.
The marital
That's
haters.
That's what we're gonna call
the haters.
Haters. I don't know what we want to call them. Our little
team hate. I don't know. It's the funny thing is before, when we were going to launch this and we were going to call it this, and we thought it was really good because we talk about marital hate all the time, especially playing
Which is
Nintendo.
always like joking, like we're never like we'll be annoyed with each other, and it's almost like
just say marital
it's actually funny because so I want to say this: I think every couple should go to marriage counseling for like occasional check-ins, like just have a relationship with a therapist. So if you guys have a conflict, instead of it turning into World War III, you can nip it in the bud. So we've been to marriage counseling a couple times, and work things out. I wouldn't say sometimes, yes, but one of the things our therapist wanted us to do is to come up with like a word, like, and the word was to be like something to to stop a conversation, like a safe code word. Yeah, like a safe word.
Like Oklahoma.
I don't have a safe word.
I don't have a safe word. I need a safe word.
You need a safe word.
I need a safe place. I need a panic room for when.
You have the closet. You can go hide in the closet.
I'm going to go in the closet.
You have your office. I only go in there when I really need something. I hate going in there. I don't know why I like it.
Wow,
because you know what? When you had the blinds opened, I liked it. But now it's just like you're looking at it.
Well, the tree fell down during the hurricane. I got nothing to look at.
Okay.
It's all bright sunshine.
Can I just tell you, though,
Florida.
you got to have the blinds open because
it heats up when I don't have the blinds.
Okay, we'll turn the air conditioning up or put some peas on your testicles. Do something to make yourself
I will say this.
Because I'm telling you, it's depressing to be in that cave of a room.
I'm creating. It's very important. Although today there was a fly in my office, and I got to tell you,
it sounded like the place was being ransacked.
I've heard construction sites with less commotion. I never got them. I never got them either. Buzzing around.
So our house back in Marshfield was built in 1836, and it was like individual rooms, because it was an older home, and it was big. So if he was in the kitchen, it didn't matter what he was doing. I couldn't hear a thing. Like, because it was like 3 rooms away. There's big, heavy doors. It's an old house, and it's kind of L-shaped. Our house now, we love that it's 1 story. We love that it's small enough for us to maintain, but it has room for almost everything we need. We like a little bit more space. We like maybe 2 more rooms would be
what
ideal.
What are we, 1,200 square feet, something like that?
We have 1,200 square feet, but the rooms are like the perfect size for what we need. But like right now, like we have the guest room, which doubles as my spa.
Your healing space.
Which is like my supplements, my sauna, my rowing machine, which I definitely need to get on, but I have been swimming. My Rife machine, my the neck massager thing. There's
Neck massager.
ozone. What else do I have? All the supplements, all the herbs.
It actually
all
is
the
a
essential
neck
oils.
massager. I will tell you that. It's for like muscle, like your back muscle, not one of those other ones.
Oh, that's a different
It's a
story.
whole different room.
That's a different story. I do have a neck massager story.
Yes, and then we have the office,
Did I already
which
tell
is.
that one?
You may have. We'll have to keep a tally and like things we've
No, you know
covered
what though?
off.
Because unless you've watched the show, this is the
Religion.
thing.
Well, these people are watching religiously.
Some people do. I've been really happy to see that some people do watch religiously.
I think some do. Yeah. I think.
We've got fans.
Well,
Although I like
haters.
haters.
I don't know. Well, anyways, we were talking about the name and how we're very positive people, but it's a very negative name. And
I don't think it's a very negative name. You just have to be able
Marital
to get
hate?
that it kind of encompasses everything.
There's a
because we
lot
love
of-
each other, we're best friends, but we don't agree on everything. We voted for different people. We have very different politics. We like different things. We're from different generations. He has a penis. I have a vagina. What other things are different about us? I'm spicy white. He's like
I'm pink.
he's what do you call it?
I like good music. She likes.
Take low.
Ooh. She likes Nickelback. Yes.
I do like Nickelback. I do like Nickelback.
Don't tell people that.
Why
You'll
do
get
you
hate
even
mail.
turn on Nickelback?
You'll get hate mail
what
from
did Nickelback
haters.
ever do to you?
Write the same lousy
Just,
song
we
8
like
times.
all kinds of bad music.
Yeah.
Bad music can be good. Some so bad it's good.
I want a hot tub I can play baseball in.
Who doesn't want a hot tub that can play baseball? I mean, it's not very energy efficient. He's gonna get kicked out of California
See, there you go, right there.
and be responsible for like cobalt mining.
Cobalt mining.
Don't listen.
yeah, let's have a-
Can I
let's
just
have
tell
a-
you? Just don't swap out your phone every time you need a new phone. Use your phone for as long as you can, at a very minimum. What is happening in the cobalt mines? I would never buy an electric car. I'm trying to find a way to not be a part of that problem because people in the Congo are like.
But don't they recycle phones
Respect.
now? Like, at some point, they're not going to need new cobalt.
I don't think that's.
I
how it
use
works.
cobalt blue when I oil paint. Should I be ashamed of my
No,
paintings?
Doug, you should. If you saw the video of these people
I
in the
saw
mines,
the video of this. It's
okay,
terrible.
So you're. Oh wow.
It's terrible in those.
too
parts
dark
of the
for
world.
me, and I
Yeah,
joke about-
It went down.
I joke about being
might have been
molested as a kid.
That's not so nice. That's terrible. That is terrible.
It's just-
Little kid
it's
with
my-
a giant lollipop. Oh no.
See, I don't think you can do that.
What?
Were you molested as a child?
Not that I remember.
So then you cannot joke about it.
Although
I don't think I can joke about it, and I was. So it's like how black
no, I
people
wasn't
call each other
joking.
the
I was
N-word.
just having like a
Incidentally,
little like thing.
can I-
My mental image of you with the big lollipop. This shadow comes over you. It's. I'm a visual thinker. Leave
I
me
was
alone.
not given a lollipop. But there was.
You
a
didn't even
big
get that.
shadowy
You didn't even get
figure.
that.
Yeah, no.
Well, I apologize on behalf
you know what?
of
It would have been worth
men
it.
everywhere.
Straight to hell. It would not.
Not
It's
good.
it was
No,
terrible.
It's not worth
but
any amount of candy.
That's my coping mechanism. I laugh about stuff I should definitely not laugh about. I would never laugh at somebody else's pain, but I only laugh at my pain. And that's how I don't know. That's how I get through. I've gotten through some really tough stuff. So we were talking about.
How I like good music, you like lousy
No,
music.
no, no. It was something about. There's bugs in here.
There's
Why are
not
there-
bugs in here.
There's a bug that was just flying in
No
my
bugs.
face.
We have lizards in this screen cage.
Yeah, but the lizards aren't flying.
And
They're
they will
not
get them.
flying
They will get them
lizards.
all. They will get them all.
They're like, every once in a while a bug hits me right in the face, and it's like fluttery, and they're going to be on your screen, and you're going to get all
I'm not
dirty.
going to be on the screen.
Okay, anyway. I was talking about something and you distracted me.
Oh, I distracted you. The bug didn't distract you. It was me.
No, you actually interrupted me. I was talking about, I was having my whole, like, I joke about everything that I shouldn't
Right.
joke about.
Yeah, lollipop, shadow.
Yeah, but it was the thing before that you interrupted with your tirade that I had to, like,
Hey,
scold you
I'm
for.
entitled to a tirade every once in
Okay,
a while.
here's my thing. The N-word. You can't say, like, if you're white, it's the N-word, and if you're a person of color, you can, or I guess you have to be specifically black. I'm not really sure about the rules, but if somebody could, that's a bug right there. On my screen, here, bug guts. Bug guts. Do you see the bug guts?
Oh, and I distract you.
Bug guts.
And I distract you.
Anyway,
I'm
so
bugalicious.
I think that the black community
I don't.
has
oh my
done the
God.
absolute coolest thing in the whole world. They have a word now that only they can say. Like, that's fantastic. I want a word only I can say. Like, only me. Like, I don't want to be part of any group. I want only me. I am the only
Just
person
you.
allowed to say this word. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Find it. Find a word for it.
I think most of the words I say, most people would never say anyway.
I say
it's like the collection of word vomit that comes out of my mouth. With
I say a lot of words
things.
that nobody knows what they mean, and so that's sort of the equivalent. It's not my, you know.
What are you trying to be, like a vocab snob?
No, it's yeah. Well, when you're
I did that recently.
when your dad is a professor, he'll sit you down when you're
Your
4
dad
years
isn't a professor; he's
well,
dead.
Well, at the time I was
Your
4
dad
years
is compost.
when I was 4 years old,
Ashes.
and the kids are arguing. He sits you down and he's like, "Do you know what reciprocity is?" And I'm like, "No, I'm 4. I don't know what reciprocity is. What?" And so yeah, so that's where that and it's funny now. Like I kind of have a thirst for vocabulary. You know, kind
Yeah,
of from
I watch
that.
you drink sparkling vocabulary all day long.
I don't know what that means, but I don't like it.
I'm really
Marital
just
hate.
giving you a hard time.
Marital hate. Oh, I drink seltzer.
You could ring the bell for
drink
marital
seltzer.
hate.
Oh, that's
Where's
right.
the bell?
I don't know where the bell is.
Okay, so do you want to talk about Jim's balls?
No, I really don't. I have no interest in them. I'm sure they're lovely
Okay,
for
but one of your
Jim's
friends,
use.
and I'm happy. I would love to be your friend. You seem like a delight.
Our people.
One of your friends.
Yes, said something about Jim's balls.
Wanted to know
I
about
don't.
Jim's balls.
I don't know anything about Jim's balls.
Let me tell you
Other
about-
than they spent a lot of time in the woods and rock climbing, so they probably are
probably covered in
calloused.
ticks.
Covered in
Jim,
ticks.
check yourself
Furry.
for ticks. It's very important to check for ticks.
Or better yet, get a young lady friend to check you.
He needs time to heal. We'll get back to the lady friend eventually.
He had a lady friend. Now he doesn't. He's a little sad. So, our heart goes out to him.
He'll find the right person, like an outdoorsy girl. If you happen to be an outdoorsy girl within the ages of, I don't know what, 20,
And like hairy balls with ticks on them.
20 to
Call
24.
Jim.
20 to 24, you like an outdoorsy kid. Very respectful. He's incredibly respectful kid.
But you gotta really, really love talking about canoeing and rock
really
climbing.
have to love
and
canoeing and
living in
rock
a
climbing.
tree.
Sometimes I think he just does it just to drive us crazy because those kids like
you know
that,
what, he's a good guy.
those
He's into
kids
what
love
he's
to mess
into.
with me, and that's exactly where this story goes. It is actually a 2-part story about how those kids love to mess with me. So our house, like the kids, I have 4 daughters, Doug has 2 sons, and our house would frequently have the whole town in it. And so there's certain kids that no matter how old they get, they always show up. They come home from college vacation, they drop their bags at home, say hi to their mom and dad, they show up at my house. It's crazy. And of course, now that we live in Florida as opposed to Massachusetts,
They show up less often, but they still show up.
They show up, but they stay longer and they eat more. Although, before, like, it was great when they were really. My favorite kids were the ones that would come over and clean out the fridge. Like the ones that would eat whatever was in the fridge.
Yeah.
Those are the kids.
That's the
Raise
kid.
your children to be like that, and they will be invited anywhere. I will take a kid who will help clear the table. I'll watch your kid for free. I don't know if I could now. I curse too much to be around children for like more than an
naked
hour. Like after like
most
an
of the
hour, I
time.
start dropping F-bombs, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No. Well,
I used to pay up front for my curses.
did you?
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, how much is it to swear? Here's 5. You should cover me for the night.
For the day.
For the night.
the
And
night.
yeah. That's actually Darcy's kids they know sometimes that I say bad words, and I am a very, very bad girl for that.
Well, that's one improvement on those girls' lives, that you have moved to Florida, because they will not hear that word as often.
Actually, the girls and I have little chats
Yeah, little
occasionally.
chats that go back and
when I'm
forth.
not a terrible friend who doesn't check her Marco Polos, the girls and I have little chats. And I actually sent a video today. It was a photo of something on Facebook that I thought was funny to Darcy. It had balloons in it.
Yeah.
And the daughter asked if it was me sending an invitation to a birthday party.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, I wish I was having a birthday party. I wish, I miss the kids. They like to take my dreadlocks and look through them because I had like little charms and stuff and find what's on my dreadlocks, and I don't remember what's up there, so it's great.
Oh,
that they can tell
before
me.
we went live, she was like
bugs.
playing with her hair and figuring it out, and she goes, "How's it look?" And I meant, and there were so many different options about what it looked like.
Light and thirsty mop.
And
Called that in
you
school.
said it was a light and thirsty
I don't remember
mop.
who called me the light and thirsty mop, but somebody did it growing
It's
up.
a
Anyway,
Lippin mop.
back to Jim's balls. So, known the kid his entire life. He's like a part of the family, and much like my own children, probably a little too comfortable sometimes, but that's okay. We love him. Great kid. We are so proud of him. He's gonna do great things. Jim's here. He showed up. And he's like, hey, I'm going to be in Florida and come by. This was what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks
On like a
ago
Wednesday. He
now.
spent 2.5 days with us.
Yeah.
2.25 days.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to ask. He helped Doug get the couch outside. Oh my God! Before I get into Jim's balls, we have to thank Amanda at Race Pro. Thank you for finally getting that stupid couch out of here.
Was it
We
definitely
love
Amanda?
you. Yeah,
I don't
it's definitely
remember
Amanda.
that. Yeah, I remember.
So Amanda, this other lady had a name that was kind of hard to pronounce, but I want to give her credit too. She wanted to give them like a Google review and stuff, but that's like going on.
It's just too official.
It's too many.
We got to lay under the radar.
Well,
because
but here's the thing. We did. Okay.
Can't be recommending people.
Bought it off Marketplace when we first got here. We still had the trailer that we used to bring our stuff down here. So we were buying as much as we could for furniture because we had nothing. And so we went from house to house to house to house to Lehigh to Naples to Fort Myers to Port Charlotte because we're used to Massachusetts where everything's 5 minutes away. Even when you live in Berkeley.
It's not 5 minutes away here.
It's not. Everything's like, it's further apart and the roads are 6 lanes wide. It's just different. I would prefer to be in a more rural part of Florida, or I would maybe do like Key West or Sanibel, but I want to be like less people because I love people, but I don't.
You can't. We can't keep you around people.
I need boundaries, and I have trouble setting them, as you can clearly tell. I'm working on it. So anyway, so we bought it and we brought it home, and it was like a little worn. So then we went to Lowe's. And we were gonna buy stain to stain it, and it was gonna
stain
be like
is $50 a can.
$50 a can for stain.
When did that happen?
So then I found one that was clearance. It was like marked down to $9, and it was like
the right kind of dark gray.
It was like a navy blue,
blue-gray.
black. It was like a blue black, and so we saved $41 right there.
Took me a couple afternoons.
So Doug painted it, and it was great until the hurricane.
Well, yeah, and
we
then
would sit out and watch TV. Like I had the outdoor projector, so I would cast onto the house, and
yeah, it was good until the hurricane, and then it was like wicker, but like it got wet, it got damaged, and all this stuff, and so it just fell apart. And they were loading it in the truck today, and it's just crumbling. And I'm like, okay, so I put my shoes on, I went out.
You're missing about 20 steps in between.
I had to sweep the road.
You swept the road and told the neighbors.
I told the neighbors I was on community service.
Which is good. Somebody in our neighborhood should be.
I asked them if they could write a letter to the judge telling they saw me out here doing a good job.
Maybe not funny right now. But the point of this story is, maybe it is, we will write a letter. If you have legal problems for a small fee.
No, we're not doing that again.
We will not.
We're not offering solutions to the world.
But okay, back to what we were talking about. So we had
Jim's
bought this.
balls.
No, we had bought the sofa. We brought it back here. The hurricane destroyed it. I called that. I have been nagging Doug since Hurricane Ian to get that thing the hell out of here. I asked the neighbor to help him. He said he would. Then he cut his finger. Then he didn't. So then I'm like, Doug, we hire a guy. The guy, I'm negotiating with 5 different people. I finally find a guy that's somewhat reasonable, more than we can afford, certainly, because again, we're poor.
Yeah, we got nothing.
And the guy cancels, or like the guy's like, oh, I can't meet today. I can't meet today. I can't meet today. I can't meet today. Whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, it takes you a week to get out here. Like, it doesn't really matter with another week. Finally, he's like, I need more money, $20 more. And I'm like, no, you're not going to show up. And then this week, he messaged me and was like, I'm around this week if you need anything. And I'm like,
nope.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Responsibility. I think he might be a dog. There's help. So then finally, I called Waste Pro to find out, like, hey, can we just put it at the curb? And Mike, I think it was Mike Smith, who was an old sports announcer, had a great voice.
Mike Smith.
No, it was
reporting.
Like that. He was fantastic.
Yes.
I think he was from Minnesota. Michigan.
I remember hearing him on the speakerphone.
I was very excited about it.
No, you were excited about it.
He told me, no, you just put it out there. Everything will be cool. And by the way, Cape Coral, like, people have some issues with Waste Pro. I think a lot of people have been very impatient since the hurricane. But prior to the hurricane, we had issues with Waste Pro. So, take this, make your own judgment, ask your own questions. Don't take our word for it. We're just telling you what happened to us as our view. So Mike says just put it out there. Do you think Doug puts it out there? No. So finally Jim comes. Jim helps him put it out there.
It was a sectional, and one section was a sleeper sofa. And I don't know if any of you out there have ever tried to move a sleeper sofa. I didn't want it in the first place because of that, but then we were already at the guy's house. We ended up taking. The guy actually came over, helped me move it in, so I couldn't really complain. We thought that people could use it to sleep out here on the porch and all this stuff. It never happened. Anyways.
Yeah, you know why? Jim and Zach would have slept on the porch.
They would have. They would have
Um,
slept in the porch.
Hell, I would. All the country, our country people.
The country people. You guys, yeah. I'll take
some country
I'll
people.
take climate control any day.
But so
go ahead.
so he doesn't put it outside. Jim helps him get it into the garage, but trash day is not for like 3 days, so we can't put it out there. So Doug's sick as a
Running
dog.
a fever.
Sick as a dog inside. He can barely move, and I'm completely useless physically. And well, holes.
Almost. You can't just say holes.
That's true.
Gauche.
We use a lot more than holes. It's like being married to me.
Aquaphor.
What's it like? They're gonna send us a letter saying cease to desist using Aquaphor, like how Pink was like didn't want any Republicans to listen to her music anymore.
yeah.
Aquafor is gonna send us a letter. All right. Anyway,
I don't know. This is just sitting here. That's why.
So he's sick as a dog.
Yes.
And he goes and pushes it out to the curb. Like, I mean, he's so sick. He hadn't gotten out of bed for days.
Pushing to the curb wasn't a huge deal, but it was
When
the
was the
fact
last
that I'm
time
sick.
you were sick before that? Well, when
The hurricane. I was
sick
sick of
with
the
a
hurricane,
and then before that, when
like
was it 3 years?
2018. It was a long time
Because
ago.
whenever we feel something coming on, we take
Monolaurin.
stuff is magic. It's
Look it up on Amazon. You can get tablets. You can get the granules.
you can even Google it.
It works so well.
He says it's so
insane.
good. Like it's
not good. It doesn't like taste good, but
it doesn't taste good.
But
it's
yeah,
pills, so you're fine.
Yeah.
It's a natural antibiotic, antiviral, and antifungal made from the same active ingredient as breast milk, lactic acid, is it lauric acid, and it's made from coconuts. And
who doesn't love
also
coconuts?
acts as a probiotic. And I had I'm pretty antibiotic resistant at this point because I did long-term antibiotics. I had a really bad ear infection. They tried 2 different antibiotics. It didn't work. I took Monolaurin for 2 days, and it was completely gone. So, Monolaurin. So anyway, he doesn't get sick very often. He had to shove it out there. Monday comes.
In the rain. It was
In
pouring.
the rain. Monday comes and goes. No one comes. We call. Doug calls. Talks to... Do you remember who you talked to the first time?
Yeah, to ask now.
Second time calls, talks to...
Nah, same lady.
Oh, what was her name? I want to say it was... Oh,
We gave her a shout out last night. Or the night before.
Anita.
Anita.
She was very nice. And then finally, Anita was like, "No, they're coming." She's like, "No, they'll be there in 48 hours." Nobody comes. And she's like, "Oh, they'll be there today." Nobody comes.
No, wait, they did come, and I see them out there, and
they
they
picked it up.
they tried to lift it, and then they're like, "All right, no, we're not doing this," and then off they went.
So we finally call.
Pick up the phone.
We call Amanda.
Amanda was good.
And we're barely getting through every day here. Like we're just really stressed out right now, and we try to like find little breaks throughout the day to cheer ourselves up. And we'll do small things. We're not going anywhere. We're not spending any money, but like we'll stop and play Mario for a half hour, or we'll take a swim in the pool, or like I don't know, we'll go for a drive. We haven't gone for a drive for a very long time. We should probably go for like a drive a month. I'd like it to be like a week, but
Yeah.
like we're just not really doing much these days. Oh, we did get ice cream. We got ice cream.
I think we talked about that last night,
We did.
didn't we?
We spent $10.
The Italian ice.
$10.
It was like
It
a
was our
flavored
big
Italian ice.
splurge.
Boom, a soft serve, pina colada Italian ice. Boom, boom, boom. And
It's very good. It's very
It
good.
doesn't sound good, but
want
like
the
it
key
is
lime
really
bad.
good. Well, they were out of key lime when I
I
went.
want the key lime bad.
They
so
dust it
let's
with
get
like
you key lime.
graham crackers in between. If we do it, maybe we'll take a picture and we'll post it on our
Okay.
page. We can do that
I
now.
couldn't
We
finish
have
it.
a page.
It was small. Oh yeah, we have we have a Facebook page, we have a YouTube page. We own our web page, but it's not set up yet. We own we'll have Instagram and TikTok and a few others very shortly, so you can interact with us however you choose. And I will be working on making small clips for people who don't have very long attention spans, or people who only want the highlights because they think sometimes Doug's boring.
Or boomers that can't stay awake long.
Or people who have jobs or better things to do on
Exactly.
the Thursday. What
That-
night is it? Wednesday?
This is Wednesday.
Maybe
we
they're-
just
it's
keep
hump
doing
day.
this.
Maybe they're
we
doing
just
the
keep
hump
doing
day
that. And I decided this is like, because we don't have visitors, this is like having visitors. And this is what you would get if you come to our house.
it
And that's why
honestly
Jim
is-
left after 2 days. He was going to stay 4 weeks. But no.
All right. So we
Jim's
keep
fault.
getting off track. Okay. So anyway, finally today, I get an email from
So-and-so.
no, I want to tell you this lady's name because it was hard to pronounce. But I thought it was cool. Latanglia. Latanglia. Latanglia from the customer service team. She was the customer service lead there. So Amanda, who is the genius of this entire operation, Amanda's like, okay, you gotta send me a picture of it. And I'm like, but girl, I'm in the pool. she's like at work, so she hates me really. And but she was very, very nice. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make my husband. And I like tell her the whole story, and just like, you think it was meandering when I told you, it was even worse when I told poor Amanda. And she was such a good sport. She laughed long. I told her to come watch our podcast. Anyway, I had to send a picture of and I'm like, I'm in the pool, and I'm like, Doug, do you have a picture of the couch with you? And he's like, my phone's inside. And I'm like, well, you gotta take a picture of the couch. So he had to go do that, then he had to come back, he had to measure it. It was a whole thing. But they finally came this morning, and we were very, very glad it's gone, but nobody got to sleep on it.
And then she called back, and she goes, oh, I talked to your wife yesterday. And I said, and she goes, I go, oh, yeah, I remember. And she goes, yeah, that was quite a conversation. And then she goes, how's your podcast? And I'm like, oh, it was good. It was good last night. And she goes, oh, I'm going to watch, give you a shout out. So we're giving her a shout out.
So, yeah. But, thank you.
But essentially, the phone call with her was basically an episode of this podcast. It was just rambling.
I was like,
yada, yada.
I'm like,
Jim
Amanda, I can't do that.
This, that,
I'm floating around my pool in a tank top, and I don't have any bottoms on. I have a big fat and you're just like doing, your customer service job at Waste Pro. You're like, yes, sir, your recyclables must be 1 through 7, blah, 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 all day long. Listen, people complain about the
and then you get this
world,
one calling up.
And I'm like, I'm floating around with my big fat ass up in the air. And the only reason I have my titties in is because we have no more trees because of the stupid hurricane. So.
Damn that hurricane.
Oh, shoot, I have a new Marco Polo, and I'm not going to watch it for like a year.
A year. Those kids will be like 18 years old,
Jim's
voting.
balls.
Go ahead,
okay, so
knock
Jim's
yourself
here.
out with Jim's balls.
I don't want to knock myself out with Jim's balls. I'm still adjusting to the fact that Jim has balls. That's beside the point. So, I had taken some cannabis oil while young Jim was here, and because I take it just about every night for pain and for sleep and PTSD, but that's a whole other thing. So my brain will get going even more than it normally does, and my brain just is nonstop. And so I've always had this thing that, and what? What does that look?
That's why people refer to me as the patient. I have the patience of a saint.
Oh, they've never seen you watch football.
Oh no, it gets bad.
Jim can tell you about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it gets bad.
Okay, so
I'll be over here when you're yeah, I don't want to be up front when you're talking about Jim's balls.
Yeah, but you're making me look fat. Like, you have to be.
You're just closer to the camera.
I just hate the camera. And you always wear dark colors, and then you look skinny, and I should.
Dark colors.
Why can't I? I want to be one of those people that puts a filter on. I don't even know how to do that.
Nice filter on. Make yourself look like Elton John or someone.
I want to look like Elton John. We were saying Elton John looks better than I do.
No, but that's what those filters look like, because they always have crazy glasses and a.
Say I look better than Madonna.
You look better than Madonna.
Do I look better than Gwyneth Paltrow?
Oh, don't get me started on Gwyneth Paltrow.
We're getting there. We'll
get back. We'll get back to talk about Jim's balls.
Okay.
All right.
So we always play the lottery game. We play the lottery game with the kids. We would always say, all the kids, like, we're going to buy a huge piece of land. Jim, you can be in charge of the animals, and, you could be in charge of the garden, whatever. Like, we had it all figured out. We're going to raise rabbits, because rabbits, if there's like a food shortage, we're basically want to be off-grid fanatics.
Not me. I like the grid.
Okay, well, you be on the grid. I'm going to the woods with my friends. The
Yeah.
children.
Go out to the woods. I'd like to see Jim go out to the woods.
I want you to. I want to have like an off-grid
When you can
community with like kind people where people can homeschool their kids, and we have community and mutual respect and fresh vegetables and
Can you
animals.
Can you let me know when you can grow Cheez-Its? I'll come out to your little farm.
How's your blood pressure, honey?
Terrible. No, I don't know how it is. It's good. It's good. I don't eat cheese. I eat cheeses when the kids come. It's like
Yeah.
our big splurge.
Wes and Nolan, we love you, but you're a bad influence on your father, because he'll buy 5 boxes of Cheetos and be like, or Cheez-Its, and he'll be like, oh.
There's nothing better than Cheez-It.
Can't.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. They're delicious.
Can't let them go bad, must eat them. All right, so I'm talking about this, and then I'm like, but what if we the whole group of people in our community went and traveled and did good deeds for people? I wanted to originally build one thing I've wanted to do forever, if I had money I would be doing this, is building nonprofit holistic healing centers throughout the country so everybody could have them. And I've thought about doing them as mobile or putting them in individual towns, but my point was I want this group to go, all of my friends that's, we live together and stuff, that we go and help people, communities to set up, things like we have, like natural health gardens, that kind of thing. And I have been informed by many of my friends that this sounds like a cult. I've also been informed. That it sounds very culty by like I don't even know how many people.
Cult standards.
Culty, but I've been told that many people would like to join a cult that I was the leader of.
Yeah,
which I'd like to. I appreciate that, guys.
I
Thank you.
think we actually touched on that last night about your cult and your island and your
Possibly.
your moat.
So anyway, in this, I said, you know, and Jim has been part of this plan forever. Suddenly, he doesn't want to join when it involves helping people. Okay, so anyway, so he says, I'm going to join your, and I'm like, I'm talking about, I have written in my phone, high off my ass, at 2 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep. I have a whole, like, I wrote up a constitution.
She did.
I wrote up a constitution. I wrote, like, bylaws. I wrote, like the voting practice, because I as much as I think I should run the cult, I mean, it was my idea after all, and I'm, you know, a very reasonable person. I have this oracle vibe going on about me. Don't you think? I got a big fat old lady, dreadlocks, smokes a lot of weed, and seen some shit. I'm like the white version of the Oracle in the Matrix.
Never saw it.
I need to watch it again. I love Keanu.
Fine.
Fine?
Why don't you go drive a bus that will blow up and see if he shows up. See how much you like him
Well,
then,
see, the
because he ain't gonna show
problem
up.
is
Is just pretend.
If the bomb goes, but is
Now we're
there a
talking
high
about-
point?
Huh?
Is there a high point? If the bus goes over 50
It was
miles
like
an hour, the bomb is armed. If
50
it goes
55 or
under 50 miles an hour, the bomb goes off.
Something.
But I would be going like 90. I can't control myself.
No, you can really
All right, so
can't.
back to Jim's balls. So I tell him about the election process, and you know, the few contrary friends that I have, you know, the ones that are like, can't be like, oh yeah, like this is great. We talked about this a million years. These are all people that sincerely want to live off grid, have been talking about this their entire lives. But suddenly, when I want to do nice things for people, they're like, oh no, I'm out. We are going to stage a coup, vote you out. That's what they told me. They're going to vote me out. They were going to move the cult to Rhode Island. I have a thing with Rhode Island. It's a very personal story. Not ready to tell it, but I don't like Rhode Island. And so he said, I'm going to move us to Rhode Island and change the cult name, the state of Rhode Island. We're going to buy the state of Rhode Island, and we're going to change the name of it to Jim's Balls. So we've been calling Rhode Island Jim's Balls ever since, and it makes me feel a little bit better. You never thought that would I rather talk about would be Rhode Island or Jim's Balls, and somehow I'd rather talk about Jim's Balls. That's how bad my experience with the state of Rhode Island has
I was
been.
just thinking that my former employer would send us in January, when it was really cold, to Jim's Balls for our annual meeting and party.
So
I remember one time
at Jim's Balls.
at Jim's Balls, one of my coworkers got shithouse drunk. Yeah.
Don't tell the rest of that story.
I'm not going to name names,
Did anybody
but you
go
know
back-
who you are.
Did anybody go back to your room with you?
No.
Not
no.
even Manny?
But there was a party at a room, and they made a lot of noise, and it was one of those upgraded rooms. We won them in a raffle or something. So it was like room 902 or whatever, right?
90210?
Party like we had people just bringing bottles up to the room, and apparently this party went very, very late. And I remember, like, do I want to go to this thing? I'm like, I don't
told
need
you
to
to
go.
go. I was telling you, I was like, go to the party. You never go out. You never do anything for yourself.
What ended up being probably like a bunch of women in their 20s, early 30s with a lot of alcohol, and I'm like, I probably don't need to be in that, as much as it sounded fantastic, but it was kind of one of those things that I probably, you know, as a 50-year-old guy or whatever.
Well, 'cause
I
you're like
wanna
a dad to all of them,
there.
but
so anyway, so the party was raging. The next day, the founder of the company gets up and goes, well, I hope everyone had fun in room 902. Because I was in 903. And apparently this thing went till like 4 a.m. It was like a Snoop Dogg fest in there. It was like music and dancing.
A Snoop Dogg fest in the sense that there was copious amounts of marijuana.
I don't know what happened in that room. I just hear things.
To thank your former colleague who hooked me up with some edibles. I appreciated that.
There was, so I don't know what happened. I know there was a lot of alcohol.
Send more.
And I know there were a lot of hungover people. And yeah, so it was, but it was legendary. And I don't know if it was 902, 502, it was, or 90210. I don't know the name of the room, but it was.
You know
it was,
who you were.
It was pretty epic, and I missed it for good reason.
Here's the thing, though.
I showed restraint.
But here's
Thank you.
That sounds so creepy when you say it like that.
Well, I showed restraint from
going to have fun because he
shithoused
realized that he can't. But let me
at
tell
the
you
company
something.
function.
When Doug gets shithoused, small children put makeup on him and he passes out.
I can't.
Sometimes
I
he
can't
wears
stay
my
awake.
bra. He just falls asleep.
I wear
Like
your
nothing.
bra on my head.
One time, he and a Polish man flipped a chair over. So yeah, it's nuts. I just want to say this real quick is that we do loop back and talk to our friends at the end, just because we're trying to shoot for a national audience. So I'm not going to comment on everything, but I do want to say it was Mona Lauren, MONOLAURIN, or you can get what's the other one that's the Ultra Lauren is like is a brand name, but I buy the big bag of the pellets off of Amazon. It's like $50, worth every penny, or you can buy bottles of capsules, but they're not as potent. Again, the big bag. We go through like 2 a year.
Just eat it like candy.
And we use it
It's
constantly.
like Skittles.
No, don't. They taste like soap. Gross.
It's terrible.
While I was with Jim, I had another experience. Do you have anything you want to talk about? Gwyneth Paltrow, go on a tirade.
Oh my God! All right, so Gwyneth Paltrow again today. Like it just keeps ramping up.
By the way, we have no idea if this guy is making this up.
We don't
right, even care.
Yeah, we're just kind of watching it like from a distance, and just sort of the reaction to the.
She literally went like turned to the judge and looked literally down her nose.
Well, apparently, one of the evidence was it pulled out their bill for like the 2 days they were at this place in Colorado, and it was $9,000 for like the 2 days. And she's like, "Well, that's what they charge."
4 days.
4 days?
Yes.
Well, that's fairly reasonable for 4 days of skiing in Colorado, I would think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But she goes, yes.
That's what they charge. That's what they charge. So again, first world
and watch
problems.
her blinking. Like you can tell she's lying.
got a
I
blinking
think
thing.
she hit him, but why
So
do they have
anyway,
cameras?
but
Everything
here's
else
the
has
thing.
Cameras.
I don't know if any of you have ever hired a lawyer, but lawyers is expensive, if I can use that vernacular. So I will say
$1,000
she has got to be spending at least $100,000 on lawyers alone, and I don't know how long this thing's going on, and I don't know if she's saving face or not saving face or wants to get back at this guy or whatever. But just at some point, you got to get off your ivory tower and just like maybe I don't think this guy assaulted you. With skis.
Well, it certainly wasn't a
It could have been. It was probably an accident if it did happen that way. But anyway, she's just sort of covering herself in this non-glory of just sort of like just complaining. Like I'm sure the shoes that she wore to that trial cost more than I'm going to make in a year.
Her net worth is $200 million. It's interesting because I had no interest in this, but I can't seem to avoid it. Every time I go on TikTok, somebody's making fun of it.
And I didn't even know about it until a couple days ago. She's like, "Hey, you know about this Paltrow thing?"
So I don't even there's definitely some questionable stuff because I think that the guy said he's going to go on a ski trip like soon after in the meetup group, and then even the lawyers couldn't figure it out. So this random guy got access to the meetup group so they could have the chats for the courts. It was ridiculous. So anyway, she had she has a $200 million net worth. She's Stephen King's goddaughter.
Stephen King or Spielberg?
Steven Spielberg.
Stephen King's stepdaughter. That'd be pretty radical.
If she was Steven Spielberg's niece, I might feel a little bit differently about this whole thing. If she was Stephen King's niece and had been like tortured her entire life, I had an uncle that tortured me as a kid, made my hair into bicycle handles or a doorbell.
That's what uncles do.
Well, the good ones. That's what the good ones do.
Bad ones? We don't talk about.
It wasn't an uncle. Anyway, it's just because I don't particularly enjoy my family. I don't feel like they've been terribly kind to me, but I'm not gonna make shit up. That's not how I roll. Anyway, back to Gwyneth Paltrow. So she's on the stand and she has a bottle of water, not just like a bottle of water. She had a thing of Perrier. So she's making herself look even less relatable. She owns this goop nonsense. I'm into this crunchy shit too. So like, I'm not here to judge that, but like, she's just disconnected from reality. And she's got a lot. If you search Gwyneth Paltrow quotes, some of the stuff that comes up is insane. She's like, Oscar-winning actress. I can't act like I make $25,000 a year. You're an Oscar-winning actress. We said this last night. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. So, and
it's
then
egregious.
She just keeps looking down her nose. Like she just literally looks at her nose and her lips are always like.
So basically, this is what happens when somebody rubs
drive.
us the wrong way.
Do you listening to what I said? That is exactly what my asshole looks like when you drive. Like this. Puckering. It puckers. Okay. What? Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at you.
Oh, okay.
You know what? When you drive
it's a
sometimes.
Joke about everything.
When you drive sometimes.
Oh, everyone is terrified. Everyone is terrified. I just want the lady cops to know I eat pussy.
She's got that. Is it on her license? You know how like it says organ donor? There's a little sticker.
No, because if a guy cop pulls me over, out of 106 times, 105 times they're gonna let me go.
106 times you've been pulled over.
More than that now.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
But lady cops, they always give you the ticket. Always give you the ticket. Every time. But I think if they knew, maybe.
I think you should stop worrying about what you do and don't do and start worrying about how you drive and following the
Well, you know what I need to start thinking
rules.
about is the fact that some people watch this that I don't need to hear that. Like, I don't know, friends of mine that are respected in the community. Neighbors.
But Black Dynamite.
Oh, God,
I sell
what is
drugs to
wrong
the
with
community.
me? Oh my God.
I don't know. I really don't know what's wrong with you, and I don't think
You should blame marijuana for this. It's drugs, kids.
It's a gateway
it's
drug
drugs.
to
it's just,
just run in your mouth about stuff.
What else we got? Paltrow, she's and somebody did this math where they broke down like what portion of her income. It's very sticky tonight.
It is.
What portion of her income was he's asking for. And they broke it down like in comparison to our incomes, like normal people. So they said if you had $5,000 saved in the bank, that it would be the equivalent of giving her $7.50. And if you had $50,000 in the bank, it would be the equivalent of giving her $750. So I would just give that money away just to shut the person the hell up.
I think she likes the attention. I think she likes to show up every day and have somebody fawn all over her and make her faces and things of that nature. I don't know. I don't really. I will apologize to the Paltrow. What do they call? Like, you know how like Barry Manilow, they're Fanilows,
No, dude,
Paltrow fans or whatever they are.
There's no such thing as a Paltrow.
I will apologize to them, but just on the surface, this thing looks like a first.
It's
world
not even.
problem.
I don't. Whether it's a first world problem or not. If I'm wealthy, I'm there. Somebody gets hurt. I'm like, can I do something to
Yeah,
help you?
I'm gonna help him out.
But he was originally asking for more money. But like, I just feel like. I don't know. I feel like this is the year of the Stacey. We're all going Stacey on people, and if you're shitty to people, and you're shitty, and you're a negative person in the world, we're gonna call you out on it. Gwyneth Paltrow, get out of your fucking high horse.
You're the Stacey. You're
Before it throws
also.
you off.
We're also going to cover you with essential oils, and make you drink
But you know, it just
cayenne pepper lemonade.
But it just goes to show that everybody is very. I'm drinking cayenne pepper lemonade right now.
And use Aquaphor.
Don't do that. They're going to send us a letter, and I'm not going to do lip balm.
Because
we're send us a cease and desist.
Like, yeah, we don't want you associated with our product.
Can you blame them? We need to start like Rogan did with like masturbation sleeves and boner pills. That's how he started.
That's how the internet got started.
The internet is for porn and other things.
Yeah.
I have a great story about my grandfather about porn.
Well, why don't you tell it?
My grandfather and porn? Did I not tell the story already?
I think you alluded to it, but you might as well take it now.
Okay, so my grandfather got a computer, and both of my grandfathers got computers. They both handled it very differently. The one thought that at the end of every sentence that you typed, you had to hit return, like on a typewriter. And that was a logical thing. Everything else he did fine. Like, he was a little slow with it, dial up, and then got annoyed with it, said, I don't need this freaking thing, gave it away. My other grandfather, Ron, who, may he rest in peace, they're both dead, George and Ron. Actually, Ron, I called Grumpy as a kid. And he was 31 years sober when he passed, and I'm so proud of him, and I used the lessons that he taught me through AA. I'm not an addict, but I think that the tenets of AA apply to everyone. And if you're like doing soul searching and working on yourself, do the step work. Like, it's enlightening. I haven't done all of it, but I've definitely done a lot of it. Just because I was like, wow, this is really impressive. And so anyway, my grandfather, he was a hoot. And when I was a kid, because he was an alcoholic, he used to go to church every Sunday. And I was raised Catholic, so I didn't really know. Like, I knew my Jewish friends couldn't have bacon, which I found out later is not necessarily true, but for the longest time, that's what I thought. and that I knew that there were other kinds of Christianity, but that weren't Catholic, were like they were like funny religions where priests could be married. In my mind, that's what I thought. You had a funny religion where priests could be married, and so I thought my grandfather, because he was always going to the church, was one of those had one of those funny religions. Was one of the priests, one of those funny religions, and that's why he could have a wife. And I remember when my grandfather got his, I think it was 20 years. It must have been 20 years sobriety. When he has 20 years sobriety, I was there and he told that story, and it was the coolest thing in the whole world. So anyway, he got his greatest achievement was his AA porn star chip, which is 3 X's for 30 years. And so he and his friend Al called it the AA porn star chip.
Which is a good segue back into his computer.
Back into his computer. So I would, maintain it. I buy him printer ink and paper and, keep the computer running.
Bring him those AOL discs that used to come in the magazine.
No, it was post AOL world, but not far. No, this was like 2012, right before I met you. Yeah, right before I met you. And I had the Dell, like a little Dell computer. I did not have good experiences with Dells, and this was the one that sealed the deal. So I would buy them printer, paper, and ink. My grandfather, if he wanted a web page, saw something he liked, he would print out the whole web page. Not just the article. Like, you would get, like, if you wanted a recipe, you would have a 30-page color printout. And I am a single mom raising 4 children by myself and buying this man $20,000 worth of ink a year. I don't know how much it was, but it was a lot. And so I'm like, Grandpa, you can print in black and white, you can watch it, you can look on the screen, you can read it right there, it's on the screen. Anything he sees, he's gonna make 20 copies of it and give it to everybody he knows, because he's this bottomless ink machine that is his granddaughter. Not the point. So I'm over there trying to fix his computer. He's got a virus. Why do you think he's got a virus? And I had to talk about my grandparents' sex life another day, because that will get us we're already an hour in. I can't talk about my grandparents' sex life, but if you want to hear about my grandparents' sex life,
we really don't. I don't think I really do.
It's actually
I don't want to talk about Jim's balls. I don't want to talk about your grandparents' sex life.
Well, we're done talking about Jim's balls, at least for now.
I just brought it back up.
I know.
I couldn't get enough.
You can't get enough of Jim's balls. So Jim's balls are really small compared to the areas around it.
Smallest balls in the Union, the United States.
Oh, poor Jim.
That's terrible.
He's going to kill us.
But they're also known as the ocean balls.
He's either going to kill us, or he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world and send it to everyone he knows.
Well, the good thing is he's in the woods without a computer and no connectivity whatsoever. He might have a sat phone for emergencies, for bear emergencies.
He goes no contact. Half the time does he want to talk to us? Okay, back
to your
past Jim's. Let's take a right at Jim's balls and go back to my grandfather. So the reason the computer's not working is my grandfather's going on porn sites, and of course I can see exactly which sites he's been going on. Which for me is like, Grandma already tells me enough about your sex life. I wasn't really prepared for this, but perhaps that's why I'm so open about our sex life. Yes, my grandparents still had sex till the day my grandmother died.
Oh, that's cutting it close.
I don't imagine it was that day. She was catatonic for a week. It wasn't good. But you know what? If I'm catatonic for a week, you better do it. You better do it. Do it.
What?
If I'm catatonic, I expect to be getting it.
Yeah, the beeping machines will
Dr. Chris, get a boner
distracting.
pill. Get yourself a boner pill.
Distracting with the beep
over
and the beep
and over and over and over until my cold body is. So I
heard it here first, guys.
Rigor mortis and no, do you have like a reflexes when you're dead and you like go?
I don't know what you have.
Well, you're
gonna
find out. You're gonna find out when
any of our viewers that are dead. Just let us know what happens, because we'd like to know if it would be pleasurable to be
we're gonna get
violated when you're on.
How are we allowed on the
vent.
internet? Just thinking about this.
I think your grandfather was bad.
No, I know. Okay, so anyway, my grandfather goes on mature porn sites. And
at least that's age appropriate.
Makes me feel better. Like if he was like, I don't know, like if he was like looking at Asian porn or something, I'd be like, oh my god.
Well,
like,
especially since he was in the war.
He was in the Korean War, actually. It was. That's not why I said that.
I'm just making stuff up. I don't know how we.
But it was mature. Like it could have been a lot of really creepy
it could have been
stuff.
Yeah, like
listen, it could have been gay porn, and I would have been like, okay, Grandpa, cool, like good for you, rock out with your cock out. Grandpa.
You know what, Grandpa?
But that's the rest of
what he does in the privacy of his own computer is his business until.
Okay, so my grandfather is so I'm there like getting this porn off his computer, and he's saying to me, he's like, oh, I gotta get printer ink and paper, and I open the cabinet, and sure enough, it's filled because I bought it the last time.
Was to print out those pages.
He's got to print out the porn sites, apparently. He takes it in the bathroom because he doesn't want it. My grandmother would get very upset if he made a mess in the guest room. He would have to go to the bathroom. And they... My grandmother has one of those seats that lifts you up above the toilet.
Oh.
Because she couldn't get down, and she was so
right.
short, her feet would dangle. So do you think my grandfather? And it was hard to get in because the sides are like narrow. It has arms. You think he would sit there? And
I don't know what he did. You tell me what
like
he did.
his paper in one hand, and he's in the chair. I hope my aunt's not watching this. Kill me.
You know what? I wish
my family
we
hates
had
me.
like little cartoons that could illustrate these.
See, that's
these
why
little
South
scenes.
Park can get away with this stuff. Is because they're cartoons. We need to be cartoons.
Maybe we should just animate ourselves. We'll get a filter. We'll animate ourselves, and
That's
then
the
we
way
can
to do
say anything.
Oh shit! That's what we need to do. How do we do that?
I
Is
don't.
there a
Well,
filter?
I'll have to look into
Someone
that.
tell
As
us a
creative
filter.
director of this organization, I will
So
do that.
hot and muggy out.
It
We
is.
live in Florida. I might have to jump in the pool. What are you doing?
Well, I put this on earlier because I thought it was going to be.
You don't want people to see your belly. You're
My-
not doing
my
your
pink
Bert
belly.
Kreischer impression.
But
I'll totally do a Bert Kreischer impression.
I
I'll
did
put
wear
my
my.
dress right over my head.
I did
care.
wear my. I wanted to represent Wormtown
Wormtown.
shirt. Wormtown's not a beer. Would you leave me alone?
I like to touch your
All right,
nipples.
I'm putting this back on.
I don't care. You're gonna sweat
All
your
right, let's
balls out,
talk-
not me. All right. So the rest of the story is back to
okay.
my grandfather.
Okay, I don't get to have any stories. I didn't get to
don't
have a
have
grandfather.
stories?
So there.
That's definitely my fault.
You probably have something to do with it.
A lot of people blame me for a lot of things that are not my fault, so I'm okay with that. So he says to me, "So Grandpa's right in there." He goes, "Oh, you're the best granddaughter. Don't tell Grandma you're the best granddaughter." He goes, "Run in the other room." He's like, "I got something for you." Now, while I'm cleaning the porn off his computer, he hands me the Medal of St. Christopher and says to me, "You know, Stacy, you really should get back to the church." I'm like, "Okay, Grandpa, I'll get right on it." And, I think that it's funny because if you don't go to church in a traditional sense, people, especially grandparents, tend to think that you're not religious and or spiritual, but I would argue, put me up against any of my cousins. I'm the most religious of all of us. But the funny thing is, I have a bunch of relatives who got their confirmation just for the confirmation money. They made an adult decision to become Catholics and then never went to church again. I finished all the classes, said, I'm not doing this. It's not for me, but good for you. Have fun with the, little boys and whatnot. And, hate and fire and brimstone. And not, if you choose to do that, that's cool with you. But for me,
Enjoy
it
your
was just not
brimstone.
good. It wasn't good. It just didn't mesh with my values. And so, I parted ways with Catholicism.
Really?
Yeah, and I had a really good time at my grandmother's funeral when they made an anti-euthanasia chat in her in the middle of her memorial mass.
Ooh.
And I watched my grandmother gasp for air for 5 days and tried to kill her several times, and it was unsuccessful, unfortunately. So if you need to be killed, I'm not the person to call.
Don't call me either.
I'm still working on trying to kill myself.
What was the hypothetical the other day? Would you cut off somebody's leg, operate on their heart? Or do their appendix
if you
surgery?
had to perform a surgery, would it be open heart surgery? Would it be amputate a leg or remove an appendix?
I'm going appendix.
I'm going amputate.
Oh, there's no way I can cut through a bone. No way.
What was that gesture?
That's saw gesture right there.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't know if it was starting up a chainsaw or sawing. But it was one of those
that's
two.
the problem. What equipment do you have laying around?
I don't know what equipment I need to do an appendicitis. Appendectomy.
We have razors in the garage. I don't think I've got anything that'll take a leg off.
Leg.
We left the bolt cutters at home. I think you gave them to Zach.
The bolt cutters. Well, you could run over the leg with the Jeep and mush it down, and then maybe use some heavy shears.
When I run over things in the Jeep, I have a tendency to get buried.
In the mud.
In the mud, in the water, or whatever. I have friends who refuse to go off-roading with me anymore.
Well, we have not...
They have payments on their Jeep. I don't.
Nope.
Oh, so but I had another story.
You have another story?
Oh, well, Adam, do you have a story? Or topic? Perhaps?
I feel like I have many stories that are buried deep within that when you run out of stories, which is never, I'll have my turn to
Well,
to
we
tell
have
a story.
something to talk about today? Or would you like to talk about the job search?
The job search today, well, the funny thing about the job search, right? I've been sending out roughly 175, 185 a month, right? Just answering stuff because I can do creative director, I'll do art director, I'll do brand designer, I'll do design this, or I'll do
Houseboy.
UX,
As long as it
UX
pays.
UI, right? All this stuff, right? so I forget who I reply to, right? So probably about 2% ever get back to you, or maybe 1%, and you'll get an email, and each one they try to word it like, "We are so happy that you were interested in our company, but." Like the way they word it is funny. So I'm actually finding joy in the turn down notices. And today was a really good one that came in.
Every no brings you closer. Yes, old sales line.
So today one came in, and the name on the email wasn't even a name. It was like, "Do not reply."
Why are you screaming?
Because it was in all caps.
The neighbors are going to think we're being murdered.
Because it was in all caps.
I think that somebody's trying to sell us something.
This
Solar
is
panels.
This is Florida. There's so much more heinous stuff going on within a 1 mile radius of this house that
I don't know.
There's snakes, there's alligators, there's python. Well, python's a snake. They're Nile monitors.
We have little lizard
around.
friends that live on the lanai. One of them lives in that railing over there, and Doug's got like a relationship
I have a little rapport going with that one.
could you get some rapport with that strawberry plant, because it needs some fertilizer, I think.
We're not in the rainy season. We're in the hot season. That sun is strong. It's like
but the other one is flourishing. I think it needs nitrogen.
I don't know anything about growing anything.
Well, I told you we have the fertilizer in the garage.
Right, I know that we have fertilizer,
Y'all,
but I don't know
have
what to do with
not been able. You read the instructions on the packet. You probably put some of it in some water. And
reading hard.
Well, if you bring it to me, I will read it to you. So I haven't, because I have POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Basically, your heart can't pump the blood from your feet up to your heart. Plus, I have vertigo. Oh, and now I'm having like these like little, almost like absentee seizures that are driving me absolutely crazy. Ask me about seizures sometime. We have a good time with seizures.
It's not for family viewing, but
we have fun with seizures.
Fun with seizures. Tune in next week, guys.
For fun with seizures, remind me. That's a whole other story.
All right, so you had another story. Tell the story, and it's past 9. Oh, it's now 9:06.
Okay, so
we went our allotted time.
No, we don't have an allotted time.
I haven't a lot of time.
We went to 10 last night.
That's brutal.
Why was it brutal? The last night was our best show
This,
yet.
This takes a lot out of me because I talk so much. Talking about grandpas and computer. I don't believe either of my grandfathers had a computer because
you're so old that you.
I think the first one died in 19.
You were the first person in your family to use an abacus.
3, something like that. They were all born in the 1800s, which is actually pretty goddamn cool in this day and age. That my people, these are my people. Anyway, all my grandparents born in the 1800s.
Have I said anything that's like particularly like offensive about my parents?
About your parents?
Well,
no, not really. Well, not really. But
like
you've alluded to the fact that your family is a kind of, I would say, non-attentive.
Oh, dude, no, they suck.
Or they suck.
I wish them
kind of
nothing but good things. Nothing but love.
We wish everybody good things. Sometimes you just.
My aunt is awesome. My aunt is awesome. I take that back. My cousin Samantha
Cheryl's
also
good.
awesome. But I feel like, but I was thinking to myself, like, are my parents going to be like, are we going to get famous and my parents are going to assume we're going to be on the 5 o'clock news? Probably.
Yeah, everybody's going to want a piece of that action.
That sweet give to charity action.
That's sweet action. The only issue I have with my cousins is that most of them really pronounce their R's, and it's really funny when they say car parts from Aranda-Coit.
Upstate New York, the Buffalo?
Not upstate, but Western New York.
Western New York.
Yeah, the Western. But
I've
you know
never
what?
heard of
They're all
Western New York before. I've only heard of upstate and the city.
Well, that's because you're not worldly like me.
I hate New York City like with a passion. I hate crowds. I hate people.
Wow, that's a way to turn off a demographic right there. City of 80 billion people.
From New York City like me.
I just came up
They're
with that
so
number.
mean. There's too many of them. It's
really
dirty. I don't like it. And if you like it, good for you. It's just not my jam.
Tom Milmore he's a New Yorker.
Good for him.
He's been the star of our show so far.
But I really liked Western New York when we were there. I thought it was really beautiful, and people were super friendly. And
we stayed in a houseboat.
We had a challenge finding healthy food there, but staying in a houseboat was cool as shit. We did an Airbnb, and it was like $100 a night with the kids.
I don't know. It wasn't very much, but it was on a canal between a couple of the Finger Lakes.
And okay, so this is how crazy it is. If you know me, you know I love to do ridiculous things. I love to swim. Like I will do anything in the water. And so we were on the canal, and you could swim in the canal, and it would just be too much for me to like
To get back on the
up
boat.
and do it, to get back on the boat. You know, I would have done a flying leap off of it. And even here, it's like it's too much for me to put my swimsuit on, so I throw a tank top on because we don't have any trees, and we have trees, but not like we did before. We had privacy before, and I don't want to get arrested. And I don't feel like I would do well in prison unless I went with Donna, and she would have to protect me. Although one of my friends offered, I forget who it was, but they offered to protect me in prison. Was it Cindy? Might have been Cindy. I forget, but I'm going to need to be protected in prison. So, you know, if I'm going to do it, I got to do. If I'm going to commit a crime, it's going to be in Massachusetts.
Well, you know
It's
what
too
I'm going to do
cold
is
there.
hire
Love you
Gwyneth
guys.
Paltrow's lawyer, because he's doing such a great job of
I am not hiring. He's even worse than her. I don't know. They're all terrible.
you know what I'm dying for? I'm hoping that
I want her to like. I just want her to go away. I want her to never exist as a human being. I want everyone to like. I don't know. Like, I don't think that we should have laws forcing, you know, like, I don't believe in socialism, but at the same time, like, why would you want to be, like, so detached from the world? Like, for me,
I
like,
don't think they realize it.
I need a
sometimes,
break.
some of these
I need
folks.
a break from people, right? Like, occasionally. But, you know what's funny, too? I think it's like an old money versus new money thing, although I don't imagine it's maybe fame F's it up. But I know people that have a lot of money. Like, a lot of money. And somebody I know was the medical director for one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. They have a lot of money. Most down-to-earth people you will ever meet. The mom is walking down the street in Manhattan with the granddaughter's hamster in its pocket. And she pulls it out and she goes, and Chanel jacket, by the way, Park Avenue. The rat, it peed in my pocket. Nicest, most down-to-earth people
She's
you ever
from
meet in your
Australia.
life. She's Australian.
Okay.
And please don't be offended if I butchered the Australian accent. I don't know
That's
if
a
it's
knife.
offensive to do accents. I love accents. If you have an accent, just call me. I would just love to listen
I'd
to
be
your
offended.
voice. I listen to anything you say. You can tell me what an idiot you think I am for an hour and a half. I'll listen to it. I'll think it's so cute.
And
Which is kind of
I have a
condescending and
message
dismissive,
for
and I don't mean to be, because I really care about people's feelings.
I have a message for the defense attorney in the Gwyneth
Oh,
Paltrow
you have a message.
case.
Sorry.
You get a subpoena Gwyneth Paltrow's ski glove, and have her try and put it on. Like, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Telling you, it's comedy gold. You
That's
cannot.
actually,
Yeah.
that's the best thing that has come out of the Gwyneth Paltrow case right there. I just can't believe some people are so disconnected from reality and society. You know, in a way, I feel bad for her, because I think you miss all the good stuff.
No, you got to be alive. You got to be aware. You got to be in the moment.
Actually, it's funny because some of our
Kind of
favorite
absorb
things, and we had a little debate about this, but some of our favorite things are things that are considered white trash. Like, we don't need to put on airs for anyone. We don't need to impress anybody. Like, we just want to be around people that are cool.
Well,
like,
I
that
think
are friendly, that are, like, I don't care. Like, you can be, like, whatever color you want, whatever religion you want, gender, sexual preference, whatever. You could be a furry for all I freaking care. We will hang out with you as long as you're cool.
I would say this. I think
have a thing about furries that I want to talk about.
I think we do need to do a white whatever you call it, like lowbrow,
trash.
whatever it is that you want to call it. I think
I'm
we should
leaning
do
into
a
it, white
whole
trash.
episode on that.
Of all the white trash stuff we like?
Yeah, no. Well, I think everybody's got something in their house that is of white trash.
I don't think
variety.
we have like everything in our house is just.
We have stuff that means stuff to us, but
Everything
like,
in our house is
everybody's
unique
got a little
and
something
special to us that we picked out. There's nothing in our house that was like, we went to Raymore and Flanagan and bought this. That's exactly what everybody held.
I don't know
Rooms
who
to Go
any
or
of those
whatever.
people are.
They're like a chain furniture store that is definitely not going to sponsor us now. But we listen. We're not. I mean, would we sponsor a product or promote something? Yeah, absolutely. But we would only do it if it was something we believed in. We're not going to. No, but like, okay, if Aquifer lip balm wanted it, I'd have to look into it because I haven't really.
If they're mining this in the cobalt mines,
That's what I'm saying. I haven't
We're
really
out.
researched it. It is
We're
a
out.
plastic container. It is very small.
Just try and
It's
do your
not
best,
reusable,
people.
So I don't know. I'd have to think on that. But there's certainly products and companies that we use and support that we really like that we would love to endorse.
Volvo.
Doug, Volvo, Jeep.
Oh, you know
for
what
me,
else?
I love my Jeep.
You know what other brand I really like? Sonicare toothbrush. That was a good buy on my part years ago.
You're on your second one. Third?
At least on my second one. Yeah,
I have one too.
It's a fantastic product.
What other things do we like? I like Wes the Rat Guy from Tony's Pest Control.
We
I
like
love
Tony's
Wes.
Pest Control.
He's the best.
He's a great guy.
The guys in the office there, Mike, he was awesome too.
And
Told me not to move to Lehigh. Oh my God, I could get them in trouble. I'm sorry.
So we could do a whole thing of suggested products like some of these folks do in their podcasts to make your lives at home better. Like there are certain things that we have and we own that we swear by.
Yeah, well, I was just saying that I don't know the pool guy's name, but I really like the pool guy. AJ's good, but that's not the name of the company.
No,
the
Aqua
landscaping
Pools.
guys they're okay. I really like. I can't remember.
Other than their lack of creativity
always
when
mix up-
naming Aqua
I
Pools.
think it's one. He actually lives around the corner from us, and he does the.
Oh, yeah, no,
fertilizer.
he's a
So
good guy.
He's
He's a good
awesome
guy.
too.
Yeah.
And we like Dwayne, the UPS guy, but not as much as Phil and Steve back home.
We yeah. So I think we
So my other story is long, and it's at 9:14. But it's probably.
yeah we gotta knock
Well,
this
we
one
do
on the
need
head.
to. I don't know. We need to knock this one on.
That was
the
an
head.
old Jonesy's juice box. Yeah, we're gonna knock it on the head.
All right, well, let's read the comments here. We have, if you guys could like our Facebook page, our YouTube page. Oh, people driving by in their golf cart. What's up? They're singing Casey and the Sunshine Band.
I don't know if you guys heard
That's
that.
freaking
That
awesome.
was amazing.
They're on their golf cart. We saw them go by before. We should have.
Florida's one big party. You kidding? You just come down. It's like it's like spring break, 365. Yeah. Oh yeah. You kidding?
It's like old people's spring break, though.
Fireworks,
I will
liquor
say,
everywhere. You can buy liquor at CVS.
You can. It's so weird. Not liquor. You can buy like beer
Well,
and wine.
you can get some good
And
things.
fireworks everywhere. You can buy booze and fireworks everywhere.
I walked into
CVS.
Target. There's a big
Target.
island in the middle of fireworks. I'm like, oh,
There's that fireworks.
that.
We don't like fireworks with gimmicks. Is the problem.
That's right. No gimmicks. Everybody's got a gimmick.
We don't like fireworks with gimmicks.
Yeah. Sky King, it's a gimmick. He has no royal blood
We
in
like the
him.
tent down the street. Just a white tent. They
Yeah.
put fireworks. Like
No,
you buy them.
zero gimmicks.
We've never bought any fireworks in Florida.
We have not.
But you know what we did on the 4th of July? Although fireworks, Florida, people will do them for birthdays, but they do them Christmas and New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, 4th of July, fireworks. Memorial Day, fireworks. Labor Day, fireworks. But on the 4th of July, so when we lived on Surfside, when we lived on the ocean, we could just look out our window, and it was actually a lot because there would be like the whole town in our backyard, and it was like drunks, and they're like in our yard, and you're
Drunks.
like, you mind like not being on our lawn? Thank you. And it's not like we don't care, but it's like people would be
I found a
mad or
guy.
whatever.
I found a guy.
We found a guy
Yeah.
like lying on our lawn. It wasn't cool. And then there were also like people that were not nice to us. So some people were. There were a couple, but like people were not kind to us. So on 4th of July this year, I just had my I sat on a flamingo and just floated around.
And
watched
it was
fireworks.
like, all over here.
All
the whole
over the top.
neighborhood.
It was
right
so
over our
awesome.
heads. It was
It'd be nice to have the boys here for 4th of July this year
It would be good.
because it's Wes's birthday.
Wes's birthday.
Our anniversary is actually, that would be, in a perfect world, we would get them here that week.
Oh,
because
that's
we could
right.
renew our vows.
We wanted to renew our vows.
Even if we just did like with you guys, we just said, hey.
Wait. Is it going to be like one of those? Is it going to be like Married at First Sight, and then like you have decision day, and then we decide? Because then that'd be too nerve-wracking.
It's too much work to like not be married anymore. I mean, as it is, we have to go to the DMV.
We'd have to get new accounts with new passwords,
I can do that.
and then I know all your passwords, and you know my password. So how could we ever,
Well, and all of our like bills go to the same email because we have
Yeah.
we have our individual email addresses, and we have a joint email addresses, and we're about to have our website address.
Yeah, it's
So
just,
it's getting crazy. But the DMV thing, you should tell that story because it's pretty funny.
The DMV is that I purchased the Jeep. It's in my name, and then when we purchased the Volvo, it was in her name. So therefore, I drive the Volvo. She drives the Jeep. And if we ever wanted to split,
We have to go to the DMV.
we'd have to go to the DMV to keep our our
The only
signed
time
vehicle.
I'm going to the DMV is with Papa. Papa is awesome.
Papa's
Although
good.
in Florida, you don't
Florida,
go.
it was a joy going to
Well,
Florida.
it was a joy, but
fantastic.
listen, I went to the Plymouth RMV with Papa to renew his license. It was the best day of my life. I have a picture from it.
Yeah.
He's so handsome.
It was the
and
best
I
day
will
of her
remember
life.
That day, it was amazing.
Never mind about marrying me or meeting me. Or
He's way
the
cuter
kids
than
being
you.
Born.
Papa, he's bald,
He's got an accent.
but he has the band, and he has an accent,
Mm.
and he is tall, dark, and handsome. And he used to drive a Jeep.
And he can drink anybody under the table. With the rum, the molasses rum. Anyway, no, he's a fantastic
You
guy.
can't go there without
not
eating.
much I can say
They're
about
gonna
that.
force you to eat food. Just know. Just go on an empty stomach because they're just gonna keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you and feeding. There will always be ice cream.
I'm out of stories. What, do you want to look at our friends and see?
We should look at our friends, but so you told that we don't want to go to the RMV, but we were talking about the Florida RMV. So you don't actually go to the RMV in Florida. It's the title tax collector's office in Cape Coral. You go to Lee County tax collector's office in Cape Coral. You have to give them about 900 different documents your firstborn, I actually gave my my marriage license to Doug and my driver's license and all of that stuff, and they wanted my divorce decree. I'm like, I've been divorced for a bajillion years. Like, what would be the point of that? But they took the marriage license and all the other stuff. I literally had we have a trapper keeper. We keep all of our adult papers in a trapper keeper with palm trees on it.
That's about as the more adult thing it needs to be. The more we want to mess with it.
We have to mess with it in
8th grade.
so that we can.
Actually, I think that was your screen name on the dating website when I met you. Keeping it 7th grade or something like that.
It was
something of that nature.
But
you can look. You can Google it.
People thought I was a 7th grade teacher. Then I had a blog that was under that name. It's a whole thing. I'll tell you another time.
I didn't know about the blog.
Yeah. So anyway, that's not the point.
That's some skeletons in the closet right there.
No, I wrote a blog when I was leaving a bad relationship, and I wrote a blog about it on, and that was the screen name. And when I used that screen name for dating, somebody had messaged me on the site, and they said, "I hope you're not this person."
Oh.
And I was leaving a really bad situation, so.
They knew you. Your reputation preceded
Yeah, I never talked to the guy. I blocked him immediately. I was like, oh, this is awkward. So wait, what were we talking about?
And his name was Steve Jobs.
No, but I have had some famous people run-ins.
Well, yeah.
Story for another time.
Story for another time.
Okay, we're gonna look back with our friends. We had some. What were we talking about that before the
RMV?
So you go. So in Florida, you have to bring 100 papers. When you move from out of state, you're gonna have to pay like $600. It's like to retitle your car in Florida or re-register it or whatever. It's a one-time deal, but it's a lot. It's like $500-600 per car, and then you have to pay your normal out-of-state stuff. But it's a lot. So if you're talking about moving to Florida, keep in mind that it's probably gonna cost you
$600.
$600 per car. Plus, you'll have to put down deposits at the water company, the electric. We have to do 100, 200 to the electric company, and 100 to the.
That's how they get you.
To the cable company. I don't think that there's anybody else we had to pay up front, but they, a lot of people don't pay their bills. There's a lot of people here, and it's tough to find. I think there's a shortage of tradesmen across the country, but in Florida, to find reliable people is really tough. I gotta tell you, if I had a son right now, if I were physically capable, I would be starting some sort of a
fix-it shop,
service rated business. Actually, we have a buddy who does small engine repair, and he's so busy. He's fantastic. Todd Alvey is fantastic. If you need anything fixed, that's the guy you go to on the South Shore. He does lawnmowers. We'll have to talk about our lawnmower another time. Snowblowers, generators, the whole 9 yards.
We're going to get to a point where we're tech savvy enough to be able to show some clips and photos of
Today's not
some
that
of the,
day.
Some of the,
we're working on it.
We're going to get there, and we're going to tell that lawnmower story.
And you'll be
it's
handsomely rewarded for all of your patience and tolerance of this very
yeah.
rudimentary situation. Okay, so there's no comments on your page that I can see. Let's check my page. There's one comment there.
And then there's a couple comments.
Todd reminded me that I am in fact Gen X. He says you were. I think he means you're Gen X too. I don't know. Marital. I go there. Why wouldn't I just click on that? So I'm just looking to see the comments on that to see what people are going to say. Why can't I go there? Oh, here it is. Okay. So, I love Todd. We wish we could hang out with you. Like, I can't tell you how much we miss you.
We want you on the show
all the time. We are definitely having you on.
Actually,
the show
you could sit here next to Stacy and nod like I do every night. Because
I wouldn't notice the difference.
I don't do a lot of talking.
Todd's kind of hot. I'd be okay with that.
Well, Todd is all things to all people.
He
and
Steve
drives
Jobs.
a Volvo.
Volvo guy, Steve Jobs, surfer. If there's any single ladies that are interested.
Photographer.
He's a catch.
Photographer. I'm just kidding.
He's a fantastic photographer.
Yeah.
And he's a fantastic dad. What an amazing dad. I wish every kid had dads like you and Todd.
Yes.
So the
I ate a bug.
Like, can you spell it? I love this. What is the name of that last shit again? Like, can you spell it? My Polish ass, so I can order it. It's Monolaurin, Monolaurin. I will actually put a link to the one I buy when we are done. Cindy, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here.
We're here.
She's my new friend. And she's a Jeeper, so,
Oh.
The Volvo people might be nice, but they are second to the Jeepers in my
Volvo's
opinion.
people got no time for this crap.
Oh, Todd already put it in because I've told Todd about monolorn so many times he's probably going to hit me in the head next time I say it. Okay, as someone who has wiped out and been wiped out on lots of people on the slopes, he hit her. It's a hard crash into someone that then have them grab you from behind, and now you can sue for wipeouts. I'm going after all my friends. As the queen of the yard sale, I think that is absolutely amazing. Hey, Ann and Todd, yes, it is definitely story time, and we just appreciate you guys joining us. You know, anything you can do to support the podcast helps us to be able to continue to do this if it's even remotely interesting to you. Or if you're like, hey, Stacey and Doug are trying to, maybe bring in some revenue eventually with this. Our primary goal, it would be nice to make some money, but it's actually been really great to, kind of connect with people and feel like a little less lonely. And it's helping us, to some extent. I feel like I have to turn it on for you guys. And it becomes like a fake it till you make it kind of deal.
Something to look forward to.
And sometimes though, it's tough because when I'm down, I don't always feel like I have people I can talk to, and because a lot of people look to me to be like up, and I kind of feel like I can be really honest here and be up and down, basically insane. Like I'm like Sybil. What are my multiple personalities? The one that's like a 15-year-old boy, that one that's like a survivalist, one that's like a hippie, one that's like the pothead hippie one is kind of in the same spot. I have multiple personalities, and
Well, once we start making money on this podcast, I'm going to get a new toupee because this is hairpiece, right? Like, I don't know what's going on over here
maybe
tonight.
we should do your next haircut on the video, and they can watch how I have to cut one side, sit down, cut the other side, sit down.
Not good. I feel terrible.
Cut the top, sit down.
She can't stand up for
No, but I gotta tell
enough.
you, I get very possessive of my haircuts. I have friends at home. Jim's hair is like in a ponytail now. He looks ridiculous, but actually, it doesn't look that bad. It looked better than it did before. Zach's hair, if I don't cut it, I just don't like it. Your hair, if I don't cut it, I don't like it. I have other people, I look at them and I'm like, oh, but I can't do it. I can't do it. But I will say this. One of the things that was said about me prior to Doug meeting me, that girl he told, oh, I'm so excited about being here. She's like, oh, she's terrible.
She's just
She said I was just a hairdresser, and I haven't done hair for years. And it's funny, too, because when I go to a salon, I usually don't tell people that I was a hairstylist. Even when I was a hairstylist, I would not say a word because I want to be treated like a client. And so I fibbed. Sorry, everyone. And I have one person I carry, like one of my favorite people in the world, Jenna. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to be a client. She's like, you know a lot about hair. And I'm like, oh, God, I got to shut up. But I know a lot about everything. Not everything, but I know a lot about a lot of stupid stuff. No?
Stupid stuff?
I know a lot
I know
about
way
you.
more stupid stuff than you know.
What do I know? Do you think the things I know are important?
Sometimes, yeah. During the pandemic, when I'm getting these nice professional haircuts from somebody that used to work at Delaria making bank, I look good, and
I didn't really make bank. Well, yeah, I did okay. I did okay at Delaria.
Okay. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you didn't do, but you cut my hair during the pandemic, and then I grew a full beard.
All my friends had full haircuts.
Yeah,
you look great with the beard, but Donna did not like that beard. Andrea loved it. I don't think Andrea's listening to the show anymore, which is probably for the best because I said
why is
stuff
she not?
I can't believe I said.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said that you've heard what comes out of my mouth.
Well, yeah, it doesn't shock me anymore. Is the problem?
Well, the thing is, I'm way too comfortable. What I'm not comfortable with the camera is looking at myself. I don't like the way I look these days. Getting sick changes your body. My lymph nodes. This is all. See all this? This is all lymph nodes. It's hard as a rock. All lymph nodes. My skin is blotchy. I don't have the energy to do makeup. I don't have me to even put a bra on. I barely have this on. Next podcast, I might just be naked. It's just.
That'll be on our special Patreon edition.
That would be on OnlyFans.
Only whatever.
With my swimming show. I'm going to launch a swimming around the pool with my tank top show where my boobette pops out on one side. Oh my God, every episode.
You always do something.
Something with that's why my friend calls me Titty Flop.
Titty Flop Flop.
I have some strange nicknames.
All right, can we wrap this up? We've done the comments.
Okay,
We've done the obligatory.
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 You make it sound like you don't want to engage with our friends. That's rude. Thank you, friends.
You did the obligatory booby grab and shake or whatever, and we've told way too many stories for one evening. We have to pace ourselves if we're going to keep doing this.
We love everybody.
Except for...
Don't take life too seriously. We're not so happy with Gwyneth Paltrow just because she seems like a terrible, terrible person. She's just giving me snot, entitled bitch vibes. But what are you gonna do? Everybody's got to have their own feelings.
But we're gonna apologize if it comes out that she was in the wrong. She's been wrong.
She's a terrible person. It's not, I don't care. Listen, I just don't like her. I just don't like her. And yes, the justice system should do its job, but unfortunately, it often does not do its job. People are in jail for minimum sentences for nonviolent crimes that are absurd.
It is wrong taking pleasure in her, whatever's going on with her.
No,
I don't know if it's misfortune or not.
Again, in the theory of it's the year of the Stacey as opposed to the Karen, we got to call people out on their shit. And it's like, hello. And I'm sure I need to be called out on many, many things I have said here today. And if you can point something out that I have said that I shouldn't have said, I will apologize. I realize that my mouth has like no filter. That was just skipped in this.
Got no off button either.
I have. I will throw you in the fucking pool. In any case,
pool's 84 degrees.
You can't swim.
Yeah, pool's 5 feet deep. I can manage. Unless you hit me on the head first with a golf club and then throw me in, that would be an issue. But neither one of us golfs.
I can use that light. All right, I'm going to put a lot of thought into that. So we just want everybody to be kind to one another. Please don't take us too seriously. This podcast should not be listened to by anyone, but also if you could share it, like it, go on the socials, everything you can do, comment on it. Anything you do to engage helps us to come back and do this some more, helps us get to the point where we can make it better and better for you. Hopefully do some field trips, have some guests, have some more fancy technology, and nothing, like I'm not looking, like I'm just mean like to make it a better experience for you, because as you can tell, compared to some of the very highly produced podcasts out there, we are low budget.
We are low brow.
We are using the lights that we are actually just spent. Oh no, I didn't even order it yet. I was gonna spend $15 on a light.
We're getting a light, so we don't look
but
like
I had a gift card, so I'm not really spending $15, so it's okay.
Good.
So
was it a taxable gift card?
I believe it was actually. So we're using our regular outdoor light. We have the pool light on, and then we have this lamp that we bought at the Marshfield Fairgrounds several years ago that I love, that we never use, that we're using. But if it gets broken, these light bulbs that came with it are like more expensive than the entire light fixture, like $20 a light bulb. So if it breaks, first I have glass all over my pool area, and then I have to replace the light bulb. So the lamp that I never used, that I absolutely love, that we moved all the way from Massachusetts. We have our Doug's laptop that we had to buy because his laptop was about to explode with the dome on top of a cardboard box. My laptop's not fast enough to record with, and yeah, that's about it. So we would like to.
We'll do it behind the scenes.
One of these days, when we'd like to do something
going on in
a perfect world, we'll eventually have microphones and headphones and maybe a light or something.
Yeah, we'll be all legit.
One of those little selfie stick things.
We'll have
that you
intro
can walk
music.
Around and,
we'll have outro music.
Yeah, why don't we have intro music, Doug?
I was looking into it. I'm looking to.
Were you looking to buy somebody else's intro music?
No. I was gonna use actual original music, and I can put it on the YouTube feed, but I can't put it on here. So I'm gonna be working on that in the next couple of days.
Well, you just gotta make a intro video, but we're gonna be using a platform to do it, so you might be able to do it through there.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, what I need you to do is write the music, and then we'll worry about it from there. And then probably some sort of graphic, but we'll figure it out. It's slowly coming together. We're making a little bit of progress every time. Oh, I'm so sorry about my friend with the psoriasis. She's been really having a hard time. I will say a prayer for her. That sucks. I hate when people are sick. I want everybody to be healthy all the time. If you are healthy, get down on your knees and thank God. Whatever God you pray to, I don't care. Just thank that God, because, yeah, I would give anything to be able to clean my freaking house. I'm just saying, I'm a little bit more particular about it.
We talked about that last night. It's like hoarders in there.
It's not like hoarders in there, but
I keep my peach pits in a box.
I have a
no kidding. That's a long story.
That's a story for another day. But I will say this: I like things to be in a very specific place. I was raised by my grandparents who were totally OCD. Even my dad's parents were OCD, and I like everything to be in its place. And it gives me anxiety when it's not. But Doug does all the cooking, all the shopping, all the cleaning. He has to hand me things about 50 times a day because I can't bend over for anything, and I'm a klutz. And there was that whole Gwyneth Paltrow klutz thing where she was like, "No, I'm not a klutz." And you said it on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm a klutz. Anyway,
it's the smoking gun.
The part I don't know. It's the Naked Gun 2.5. Leslie Nielsen.
OJ.
Oh, OJ. So what was that? I don't even know what I was yammering about. I wish the house was cleaner. I wish I could clean it myself. I wish I could work. Although I gotta tell you, I would really want to do something philanthropic if I could. That's I want to help people who have struggled with chronic illness, and I try to. If you're struggling, I try to help people as much as I can. You can message me or whatever.
We had 2 OJ references in tonight's episode.
Orange juice. Oh, the juice. Oh, yeah.
The glove
he did it?
that didn't. I would think that he did. Yeah, especially when he came out with a book. If I did it, I think that really did. Like, you're not going to come out with a book if I did it if you didn't do it.
So
otherwise you
where
have to
were
be
you when
creative.
you saw the OJ the chase?
The chase. It was home on a Friday night. That was on a Friday night.
I was at CB's Billiards in Taunton, Massachusetts. I used to run a 9-ball tournament there. And I had an interesting life. I'll tell you about that another day.
I was on the
television.
Was home watching, and whenever the Howard Stern guy called.
Because you were like home because you were like a dad with 2.5 kids.
I had 8 kids at that point. But
you owned a home.
I did own a home at that point. I wasn't running any 9-ball tournaments.
I was in
like
Catholic school.
Sketchy.
I was in Catholic school.
What year was that? Had to have been late
94.
90s. Oh, that was 94. I was not a dad yet, but I did
think
own a
it was
home.
94 or 93. But it was
I remember watching the verdict on TV when I worked at Fidelity, and it was kind of surreal. But there we have it. But anyways.
But anyway, I want to see what year it was. It was 94, June 12th, 1994. So that was.
So the trial could have been like 95.
That was right before I moved to Florida. It's about 6 months before I moved to Florida the first time. I moved to the Jacksonville area. What was I going to say? I think that the sun did it.
I don't know.
I heard a theory. I think the sun did it.
I don't know. I
haven't really but I like it as a theory. I also like the theory.
Why is the son going to kill the mom?
I also
Son's never killing.
I also like the theory that the Real Housewives of New Jersey, that the Teresa and the Joe Gorga, Teresa Giudice and Joe Gorga. I think that the whole thing's a scam. I think they're doing it for ratings.
I really want to spend zero part of my life thinking about those foul people.
Wow.
Well, because there's 2 things going on there. You've got these people, and then they're probably egged on to do all this bizarre stuff, and then
of course they are.
And the producers of the show
This is not scripted.
blah, blah, blah.
This is completely unscripted.
So
we may if
this was scripted,
we actually, our new thing now is we'll start
comedy.
to talk about something. We'll go, oh, I got to say this for the podcast. Whether we remember to say it for the podcast or not, and we may talk about it in a week. Who knows?
So we're starting to not talk to each other all day. We're like, oh hey, how are you? Oh, never mind. I'll catch you.
No, but we want it to be real. We want it to be live.
Yeah.
We want to be.
You want to have something left to talk about on the podcast.
We would find something to talk about.
We never run out of things to talk about.
All right. Well, yeah.
So with that,
I'm not sure I'm not sure who's guilty in the Paltrow case, but I want her to have an attitude adjustment of some sort.
But look into it. It's entertaining.
I could care less about the guy. Well, I mean, I want everybody to be healthy, happy, blah blah blah. I want to do better. And then as it pertains to the O.J. Simpson case, I like the theory that the son did it, because I think the kid was troubled.
Killed his own mother.
We've all been
there.
Everybody's wanted to kill their own mother.
No, I never want to kill my mom.
Well,
was a nice lady.
You had a different childhood than I did
well,
then. I know my kids have said that they wanted to kill me.
Hey, look,
so,
I killed my mom. Nobody's making.
My family has problems.
Nobody's making the good recipes.
Speaking of, you haven't made the carrot cookies yet.
The carrot cookies,
No carrot cookies. I barely got Christmas cookies this year.
Oh, got the Christmas cookies.
You know what, though? The thing is, now that we live here, we don't have to worry about anybody coming and eating the entire tray of cookies.
Indeed. Unless Jim shows up again.
Jim will eat.
You never know. That dude will be driving down.
He'll eat if there's 9 cookies and there's 3 of us, he would eat exactly 3 cookies.
Right, exactly. That like a normal person.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
We're very proud of him. So much so that we allowed him to name an entire state after his testicles.
And if you guys come down, I'll make you some cookies.
I did not come up with this. He decided to name it. I would never name
anything.
I wouldn't even after his parts. I'd name it after your parts. You have the most glorious parts of all.
Oh, nice. Can we go bye now? Because we're just heading down a bad road when we're starting to talk about.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're gonna listen to 9 Inch Nails.
Sure.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.